Hey traders, Raghee here. I'm going to talk about crude today because we have been talking about this market pretty consistently in these free videos, and I want to follow up with the setups that we've been getting pretty detailed about. Well, this is what it looks like. This is what the setup finally has given us. A pullback into the wave, 34 EMA wave, the 34 period exponential moving average, one on the high, one on the close, and one on the low. Pull back into that zone. We're actually getting a little Darvis pattern heads up right now. And we are in a beautiful double green environment. So one of the questions I get a lot, and I discussed this in the coffee, charts and coffee show this morning, and that is, what are we measuring down here? A lot of you see these two rows of colors at the bottom of my screen. We're measuring the 813.21 and we're measuring the 34. Now we separate the 34. That's kind of the secret in the sauce of this indicator, the JT multi-trend, because the top row is going to measure sentiment and momentum. We separate the top from the bottom because the bottom row is going to be a better determination of trend. So you can have bullish sentiment and momentum, but not have a bullish trend. And this is something that really does mess a lot of traders up when they're not differentiating those two groups of indicators, of those two moving averages. They lump together all four. So let's kind of break it down to the way we want to look at this. Back in here, crude oil was pretty choppy. Yes, it was a little bullish here. It was a little bit bearish back in here. But this was ultimately a half stack, right? Half it was neutral, half it was vacillating between bullish and bearish. You need to know and differentiate these half-stacked EMA environments from a full double green stacked environment. This tool does it easy, color-coded, and gives you the nuance. Here, neutral. Now, here's what's really interesting. When you separate the four moving averages the way that I'm describing, you've got a little bit of an early indication to, well, if we can be a yellow neutral trend, but the sentiment and momentum is consistently bullish, how long before, you guessed it, we go double green and the trend follows suit and gives us that full stacked environment where we want to focus on the long side of the market. Half stack, full stack. Got it? So in this case, got the pullback and a full stack double green environment into the wave, green grab candles. I'm not saying that it's up, and away from here, but this could be the end of the OPEC concern. We probably will get a little bit more back and forth between the UAE and the Saudis. And ultimately, I do think cooler heads will prevail. OPEC will remember that flooding the market, basically OPEC's losing control of supply, OPEC's losing the control of the narrative around crude is ultimately going to be bad for all OPEC members. And yeah, I think the market is already discounted, maybe a little bit more supply reaching the market. And then ultimately OPEC is going to realize that a little bit more production is not going to hurt, so a slight ease in cuts, but they are going to remain intact, and they are going to try to keep supply a little bit more, well, in this case, controlled, meaning less production easing, cut easing. Cut easing means what? More oil reaching the market, but not so much as to overtake the expected 1.5 million barrel per day shortfall that is anticipated in just 2.5, 3 weeks. Remember that today, and here's another thing to really underscore that. Take a look at the crude oil inventories number. That's a pretty good draw. Expectations were for 4 million. We got almost 7 million. So it's hard to really argue with a little bit more supply reaching the market is not detrimental to the upward trajectory, the uptrend in crude. So I wanted to come full circle with this. Here's the setup. There's the trigger. I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.